I think it's time we started talking about healing and moving forward together as a country, really. We all accepted...
You've got to acknowledge the wounds first, haven't you?
Yeah, I think we do, but also you have to acknowledge that in 2016 you can argue the rights and the wrongs of the vote, but we were given the vote, and ultimately democracy prevailed. You know, whether you like the result or not.
Democracy prevailed in Nazi Germany, mate. I'm allowed to think that was a...
Come on, we're not in Nazi Germany, we have freedom of speech.
No, the phrase democracy prevailed, focusing exclusively on that as an unalloyed good, is clearly not true. People voted for things that have not happened, which many of us explained would never happen, but they, in good faith and through no fault of their own, believed that they might. So how do we heal?
Well, we heal by hopefully people like yourself, the media generally, accepting that it's not perfect. I actually got it out. I was fortunate enough to go to hustings that were run by David Cameron and Michael Gove, so I actually got to listen to both sides of the argument. And we all accept that they weren't completely truthful, and we all accept there was a degree of arrogance.
No. I'm sorry. I appreciate you're still sort of in the third state of grief, but.
No, I'm not in grief, actually.
Double the negative impact of the pandemic. It's not going perfectly. According to the sums, the people that do the sums that the entire budget is built on, the long-term negative impact is going to be twice as bad as the worst pandemic the world has seen in living memory. So it's not, some of this went well and some of it went badly. If you want to heal, mate, you've got to start telling the truth.
I agree completely.
So on a scale of 1 to 10, how badly is it going compared to how well you thought it would go when you voted for it?
Well, to be honest, I thought it would be like a supertanker. You turn the wheel and it would take 5 to 8 years to turn the corner to go on a new course.
So how do you feel about the fact that it's sinking?
I don't think it's sinking.
So you're still in denial. How can we heal if you're still in denial?
I think you're making perceptions.
No. I'm going by the OBR forecast that the entire budget is built on. I've explained this at some length already today, Carl.
I listen. I also work in finance, so I think you have to give it an opportunity to work.
Yes, they've said it's been given an opportunity to work, and the long-term negative impact will be twice as bad as COVID.
I think, the problem is only history will judge, won't it? So yes. 5 years' time...
So you're thinking, well, don't pay too much attention to what the OBR are saying, in which case, why do we have a budget built upon the OBR?
Indeed, but equally...
Now, what do you mean, indeed? It's a question. Why do we have a budget built upon OBR forecasts if there's no point trusting OBR forecasts, Carl?
Because some of the budget is smoke and mirrors, as we all know.
Oh, OK, right. But your vote for Brexit was clear-eyed and clever.
I never said it was... I was given a choice.
So, let's go back to the question of healing, then. What does healing look like while people like you are still talking twaddle?
Well, this is healing coming over the radio, isn't it? You'll say I'm talking twaddle, but I respect your view. You should respect my view.
I don't respect your view because it's been proved wrong. You thought Brexit would improve my country. It's making everything worse. What's to respect in that, Carl?
But equally, I'm still being polite to you, not the other way around.
You have very little choice but to be polite. Tell me what I should respect about the view that you had that Brexit would improve my country and my life.
You accept that we were given...
No, respect. What should I respect about that view?
That you should respect that I went into a booth and followed my democratic right to vote.
What should I respect about your view that my life and my country would be improved?
Look, at the time of the vote... Well, the problem is we're going back over old ground, aren't we?
No, we're not. This is a brand new question. I've never spoken to you. What should I respect about your view that my country and my life would be improved? Because I'd love to heal. So what should I respect about that view?
That given the time and given the information we were provided, and the key was we were provided...
No, I had the same information as you, mate, and I knew this was going to happen, so that doesn't fly. What should I respect about your view that my country and my life and my children's future would be improved by the thing you voted for?
Okay, well, first and foremost, you've obviously had the brilliance of foresight that the rest of us didn't.
No, mate, I just had my eyes open. What should I respect about your view that this would be good for me, for my country, my future and my children? Just give me one thing I should respect about that view, Carl.
As you said, we're going over old ground, aren't we?
No, we can't go over old ground until we've been on it once. You haven't given me one thing that I should respect, and I'm going to give you one more go.
Okay, one more go. You should respect that I was given a democratic vote, and I followed that.
That's not your view. The view that you had that my country would be improved, that my life would be enhanced, that the economy would be benefiting, and my children's future would be better. That was your view. You want me to respect it. I'm happy to, if you give me one tiny scintilla of a reason why I should.
Okay. My view at the time, in the short term, I know we'd go through some short-term pain, which we're currently doing.
No, we're going through double the negative impact of COVID for the rest of our lives. So what should I respect about your view?
But COVID is a separate issue
What should I respect about your view, Carl? Give me one thing that I should respect about your view that has been proved horribly and spectacularly wrong.
That I was prepared to take a long-term view on the outcome of this country.
Yes, so have the OBR, mate. 4% damage to GDP. That's the OBR's long-term view. I'm interested in your view that you demand I respect. I want one reason why I should respect it.
The very fact that we're on the radio having this conversation, that we can listen to each other, and we may finish this conversation.
No, that's got nothing to do with the view you had in 2016. So just give me one reason to respect it, because I would genuinely love to. I would find it helpful and healing.
Okay. Would you like to know why I voted out?
No, I want to know what it was about your view that my life would get better, my country would be improved, and Brexit would be good for Britain that I should today respect.
Okay. That actually we have our own sovereign parliament.
There we go. Oh, no, you got me there. That's me done. Sovereignty. 10:33.